I begged for an open relationship. 8 months in, he left me. 8 months ago, I asked my partner for an open relationship as I got bored with him. Nothing wrong, but he just didn't excite me much.
Houston, we have a problem.
Didn't excite you much. I don't know. Like, some people are okay with this open relationship thing, but I think it's just like a half way of saying that you don't want to be with a person. Am I wrong? I feel like I'm right.
That's my opinion!
So he agreed, but he proceeded to tell me that there's a catch. If he catches feelings for a partner, he's going to leave me for her. I feel like that sounds kind of fair, no? And that is exactly what happened, and I want him back in my arms, and he left me for his new partner, who's 28 to 29-ish female. What can I do to win back the love of my life? I mean, to be fair, I don't really think that he is the love of your life if you were willing to open up your relationship and lose him. I think the love of your life, we get confused with that, right? It's not like the love you wish you had. It's like the love that you would do anything for and wouldn't want to lose. So you were very willing to lose him. I ain't gonna lie, but this sounds like the consequences of your actions. Okay. Obviously the comments were not holding back. Open relationship, crying, laughing emoji. Phew, I needed that laugh. But seriously, though, kudos to those who are able to make it work. It's important to note, okay, that some people thrive in open relationships. I know a few situations in which, firsthand, where I know someone who wanted to be in a bit of an open relationship and, the open relationship just made them want their partner more and it worked out. But in the case that it doesn't, can you really blame your significant other for not wanting anything to do with you? No. Seriously, OP, you need to stay the hell away from your former significant other. An open relationship is no way to fix a relationship.
You're so right.
You may have loved him at the start, but when you decided that was what you needed, it ended your relationship. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would argue that he went into that open relationship wanting someone else and he just agreed to it to get you back. You hurt him. Let's be honest. You hurt him. I think him saying,
if I catch feelings for someone else, I'm gonna leave you.
I think that's him saying that the relationship is over. He's hopefully now in a loving, committed relationship with someone who loves him for him and not a toy you get bored with. Period. You need to move on, maybe work on some inner insecurities in order to have a loving relationship with another person down the line. Good luck for what it's worth. I genuinely feel like when it's the right person, unless you're someone who's polyamorous, I don't really feel like you would be okay with opening up a circumstance in which you could lose your significant other.
Today I lost more than you can know.
OOP responded, I can't. He's my entire life. We were the kids next door, elementary buddies, high school sweethearts. He and I are one.
You are one.
I mean, you didn't feel that way before. It sounds like you just feel this way now that he's not yours anymore. Another comment said, it sounds like he warned you clearly that he didn't want an open relationship and would use the opening of yours as a chance to meet new people and move on, and you ignored him. I agree. That's why it's okay, well, yeah, we'll do that, but if I find someone else, then I'm leaving. There's really no fixing this without a time machine. OOP responds, why did he wait 8 months to leave me then? Maybe he kind of was a little petty. I don't know. And then when OOP was trying to explain why she was getting bored of her ex, well, I only got bored because of my ADHD. My mind's not on him all the time. Him as a person has never bored me. I got down in the dirty with him a lot because I thought it would make things better. It's not my boyfriend, it's my ADHD. I feel like you could have addressed that without wanting to be with other people, That's a you problem. So we do have an update 3 days later after the original post. Probably nobody asked for this, but here's an update. I was kicked out of his house last Sunday. That's 6 days now, and I excruciatingly miss him. I will do anything to get him to return to me, but he looks happy on social media with his new partner, and I'm pretty sure he was cheating on me with her. It's not cheating. You wanted an open relationship.
You do the math.
No thanks, we're on vacation.
Anyways, I tried calling him, no answer. I saw him in public and he pretended to not even know who the hell I was. I would probably do the same, honestly. He won't acknowledge my existence. Yeah, because you hurt him. Let's not get it twisted, bestie. Like, you made your bed. So I went out to our former place just to talk and things got hostile. His new girlfriend hates me for some reason. You're not really making a case for yourself that would give people, I don't know, make people be on your side. I didn't even know her and she proceeded to try and attack me while he tried to split us up and get me out the door. When he had his back turned, she me, and now he's trying to file a restraining order on me. The hell did I do wrong? She attacked me and pepper sprayed me. You guys aren't together anymore and you're kind of like low-key not accepting it. How can I convince him he's dating a psychopath? I mean, it kind of sounds like you're a little delulu here. Your relationship is over. Leave them alone. Okay, so one commenter on this post said, why do you want someone who you are bored with? Nothing wrong, but he just didn't excite you. OOP responded, I just wanted us to have no strings attached relationship, so when we got back together, the spark would be back.
What?
Yeah, no, it's not that simple. He also warned you. Commenter said, so I hate to say it, but you are responsible for him leaving you and you need to let it go. I saw your original post, but you can't sit here and say you got bored with him, wanted other men, and then he finds someone he falls for and leaves you and now you're trying to get him back. I'm sorry, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. That part. This is why people need to truly think about an open relationship, because if you're just trying to get your rocks off, well, it's called talking to your partner about your needs instead of just saying you want other people. I'd agree with that. Of the few times I've heard of people wanting an open relationship, more often than not, it turns people off. Sometimes people are okay with it, but you almost always regret it.
No regrets.
And like the idea of it is like interesting, right? The idea of an open relationship and, you know, always being able to fall back on your partner, like it's nice, right? Because it's like, it bears the question, are we all meant to be with only one person? But I think open relationship is just another way of saying,
I don't want to be serious about you.
and this is just like prolonging the breakup because they will more often than not find someone else. So we do have another update 1 week later. This will probably be the last update. The restraining order has been filed and I'm not allowed within 100 feet of my ex and his new girlfriend. I am planning to move back to my home in Arizona and start over. They're happy and I just want to find peace with myself. Thank God.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine.
Thanks for everyone's advice and opinions. Yes, I was already in therapy and I'm still in therapy. Please, anyone my age or younger, listen to my advice. TikTok is not cool. Please delete it. It's done me nothing but harm. And other people's stupidity can really poison your mind in living proof. Okay, let's not like blame TikTok. Like we can discern what is good advice and not good advice.
I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?
I have yet to see a TikTok that like pushes people to be in an open relationship, but okay.
Call me crazy if you want, but I've never liked store-bought pesto.
So we have one more very satisfying update. It's been 2 years. I've tried to stay offline and live my life, but my ex and his now wife find new ways to live in my head rent-free. Oh, brother. I wanted an open relationship, so what? You don't just string me along for 8 months to get some new girl who you met through me and then marry her. He didn't string you along, though. He was fully honest about what was going to happen if he met someone else. I've been in situations before where people have said, you know, that they don't want to be exclusive or that they want an open relationship. They want to be able to see other people. They're not good guys, etc., etc.
I find your attitude cavalier.
And, you know, it's like, oh, maybe I could fix him. Maybe I could, you know, just like see.
Like he'll love me in the end.
He won't, babes. He won't. When people tell you what is the plan and who they are, believe them.
Why does everything have to be so complicated?
This isn't fair. She's living in my home with someone who should be my husband. And he's been renewing the RO ever since it first expired. And I know he's gonna keep doing it because for reasons beyond my knowledge, the man hates me. It kind of just sounds like you're really not over it. And like, I really genuinely feel like you have no one to blame except yourself.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
This comment says it perfectly. Why are you still this obsessed 2 years later about a guy you said didn't excite you much?
Literally.
Seems like you got much more interested since he wasn't available to you any longer. I think it's more that you want what you can't have. We could all relate to that, right? We've all been in situations where people have strung us along, etc., etc. But like, this guy was very, very clear with you about what was going to happen. And you probably really hurt him by saying that you didn't want to be with him. And I'm sorry, but unless your values align about the whole polyamory thing and like open relationships, unless your values like that align at the very, very beginning, it's not going to end well.
That is true.
So I know this wasn't an am I the a-hole, but you are. You kinda are. Just saying. All right, we got some more relationship drama for you, honey. This one is from the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Am I the a-hole for refusing to rescue my 38-year-old husband after he showed up 16 minutes before his international flight home and missed it? My husband, 38 male, just missed his flight home. For context, I, 39 female, am the one who booked it using our household money, checked him in, and warned him multiple times not to cut it close. This was a basic economy ticket, aka non-refundable, non-changeable. He knew that because when he tried to get me to move it from September 3rd to September 8th, I told him no, not paying extra. And what happened? Exactly what I said would. He stayed at his mom's house until the last possible second, left too late, and rolled up to the airport at 6:44 a.m. for a 7 o'clock a.m. flight home. No, international, absolutely not. To me, like, the model of like a man at the airport is like my dad, okay? I used to go on vacation with my parents when I was a kid. We would travel a lot, and my dad had everything planned to a T, to the point where I get anxiety in an airport now because it's like, now my dad isn't doing everything for me. And side note, Mike is also the person who's doing that now, and I can just la 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 jellyfish around. To me, that is your job as a man. You need to be showing up at the airport 3 hours early. You need to have the passports. You need to know the flight times. You need to be fully in the know. You need to carry the bags, like all of that. That is your like main job as a man. Like, I'm just saying.
I am a man.
The fact that he's not like that and like needs constant reminders, I don't know, I have the ick like a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I got the ick. Bag cutoff had been closed for almost 40 minutes. He blew up my phone with like 7 calls, and when I finally answered me, he hit me with, "Babe, I need you to get me another ticket." I'm sorry, can't he get himself a ticket? Why do you need to get him a ticket? You ain't a travel agent.
You're goddamn right.
With the amount of times that he's called, he could have been calling the airline, booking something else. Why is it your job? Absolutely not. I said, you need who? Not me. I reminded him, I warned him, and I wasn't bailing him out. He tried. I've never missed a flight before, and I hung up. I bet you anything that you were responsible for him being on time for those flights that he never missed. This isn't even new. Since this whole family reunion plan started, the universe has been screaming, don't go, and he ignored it. He couldn't rent a car because of his driving record. When I tried to add him to my insurance, we discovered his license was revoked. Adding him would have taken my premium from under $200 a month to about $800 a month. Hard pass. He accused me of not being a supportive or united wife because I wouldn't rent him a car in my name. Then tried to get someone else to do it. Also failed. Oh my goodness. No, no, no.
But you know who sucks most? You do.
Babes, if he's not making your life easier, I don't really understand why you're with him. I'm just saying, like, it's really not your responsibility. He's a grown-ass man, 39 years old, and like, it kind of doesn't really sound like he's got his shit together. Like, these are like basic adult things.
I went to the stock market today. I did a business.
Okay, basic. This isn't the first time his "we have plenty of time" attitude screwed us. When our oldest friend and I traveled recently, we couldn't check bags because he dragged his feet. We had to sprint through the airport with carry-ons to make the gate. Oh no. No, no, no. This also sounds like a case of someone who, like, thinks that everyone will cater to him being late.
What fresh hell is this?
Right? It's one thing to like feel like,
Oh, we have time. Like, oh, we could leave a little later.
I still don't think that you should feel that way. But if it's like dinner plans or something like that, like at a friend's house, you don't want to show up like right at 7 or whatever, or a party, you don't want to show up right when it starts. I like showing up right when it starts because it means I get time with the people who invited me.
I like it. That's genius.
It's not a negotiable thing. The flight time is not negotiable. Not to mention an international flight. You got to go through like customs and shit, security. I have never been through customs and security faster than like maybe an hour. Meanwhile, real life, we've got 4 kids. We've got 2 houses, one overseas, one in the States. The overseas one we just bought is a fixer-upper, and every spare dollar is going into making it livable. The house we were in has already sold, but the new one isn't ready yet because of delays, which is OP's way of saying money is tight right now. So now he's stranded at his mom's. Our house in the States is booked solid on Airbnb until November. The kids and I won't even be back until November 27th. So he can stay right there with the family he always runs to defend. He and his family will probably spin it like I'm cold and unsupportive, but from where I'm standing, I paid once, I warned him, and I'm done being his permanent bailout. The money wasted on his missed flight, that's just tuition for the lesson he enrolled himself in. Ooh.
I love that.
Ooh, I love that. So as much as I have the ick, he really needs to learn that there's consequences for his actions. And it was gonna happen sooner rather than later. And it sounds like the cards that he was dealt. It's not your job to bail him out. He's a grown-ass man. Okay, not the a-hole. Also, it might be better to divorce. I mean, you're literally parenting your husband and that isn't marriage. The thing is like, if they're not adding something to your life and you're constantly having to like remind them of things, project manage their life, it's kind of a turnoff.
Ew.
And like this coming from a person who had a dad who literally never forgot a thing. And he would be so butthurt if he ever did forget anything. Like if he ever lost anything, whatever, he'd be so butthurt and like be so down on himself because he didn't live up to the expectation of being a man. I don't know, I get the ick from stuff like that. I really, really do. Like at the bare minimum, you need to be able to take care of yourself, not leave everything up to your wife. Okay, some people in the comments are kind of pointing out that maybe he missed his flight on purpose because he wanted to stay. Okay, let's unpack this. Does your husband not have a job he needs to get back to or anything? Totally not the a-hole and your husband sounds exhausting and irresponsible. OP responded, no, he's a disabled veteran. And then someone responded, girl, that man purposely missed his flight. I mean, judging by the fact that he wanted to stay longer is interesting.
That's a good point.
He didn't want to come home. He was comfortable in his mama's house and you should leave him in his mama's house. Interesting take. I don't mind it. I mean, he was at the airport though. Yeah, I don't know, man. It just kind of sounds like you're parenting a fifth child. Like you said you have 4 kids. No, you don't. You have 5. The man clearly knows how to pick up the phone and call you. He could have easily just called the airline company and booked another flight. Or, you know, he could have shown up on time for his original flight too.
Why would you do that?
No, you're not the a-hole. And there needs to be some serious discussions about pulling your weight in a relationship. Sounds like he's gotten really comfortable with you taking care of everything. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband I married him and not his kids? Yeah, it doesn't really work like that. Anyway, go on.
Let's do this.
I met my husband 13 years ago. We have a 10-year-old son together that has Down syndrome, and I have a 14-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. When we met, my husband had been dating this barfly who claimed she was pregnant with his kid, but I knew better, so I told him that it wasn't his, and how she was a bad word for a woman. He ended up breaking up with her, and then we got close and ended up getting married a year later.
Damn, you do start fast, don't you?
Okay. I mean, don't really like how you're talking about other women. I'm not gonna lie. You don't sound very nice. I'm just saying, this is your way of pleading your case. It ain't going well. He has 3 kids from a previous relationship, a daughter who lived with his mother that he had in high school, and 2 sons from a previous marriage. Anyways, the 2 boys stayed with us, but they were constantly going back and forth to court and using so much money. The mother of the kids told him that if she could have custody of the youngest son, that he could have custody of the middle son and the daughter that lived with his mother. I told him that if we went to court one more time that I was leaving because I couldn't handle it, so he agreed and gave her custody of the youngest son. The middle boy moved in with us, but he didn't want to change schools, or his dad said, since I drove my kids to school, that I could drive his son. This worked for a while, but it was just so much trouble.
Oh, it's always about you.
Okay. And when I told my husband this, he let middle son go live with his mother and his daughter because she went to the same school. Kind of sounds like he's doing a lot to make you happy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this sounds like he's literally giving up his children and custody of his children to like please you and not inconvenience you. A couple of years later, after oldest daughter moved out, she had to leave her home and needed somewhere to stay. She was married and had a 2-year-old boy. They came to stay with us a week and I couldn't take it.
Of course.
The 2-year-old would cry and wake up my disabled son. She wouldn't help me clean or cook, just hid in the room until she went to work and then would go back to the room when she got home. Okay, so like literally tried to stay out of your way as much as possible. Doesn't really sound like that bad of a situation, I'm not gonna lie. I told my husband either she left or I left. He told her this and she said, you've chosen her over all your kids, and when you end up alone, then you remember the choices you made. They argued for a while and she ended up moving into a hotel until they had enough to get another place. I mean, she's definitely right. She left, and now when we see them, we ask if we can watch her kids, and she says no because she doesn't trust us, and that he made his choice and now he can live with it.
I immediately regret this decision.
She's very cold to us and will frequently mention how she lost her brother and never sees him because of my husband. And now the middle son is acting the same way, saying that I'm a horrible person and I made him choose me over them. You did, though. Is that wrong? I don't think it is. Sounds like facts to me.
Fact.
I'm the mother of his child, he should choose me. Well, this is the thing about getting into a relationship with someone who has children. This is what you signed up for. You kind of sound like an evil stepmother, honestly.
Well, she takes after
her mother.
It sounds like any minor inconvenience about taking care of your husband's children, you're literally not willing to do or to help or anything. Cray cray. My husband was crying in the bathroom. The other day about how he missed his kids and how he messed up and blamed me for the whole thing. So I told him I married him and not his kids, and that his kids aren't dead, they're still alive, and he can still see them when they are at his mother's house.
How rude.
Poor man. But honestly, he's kind of being a bit of a doormat. Like, I don't know what's so great about you. You kind of sound horrible, honestly. Like, this poor man. He then cried about his youngest son, but he was only 2 when we met, so he couldn't have had a close bond with him anyways. Am I the a-hole? I feel like we're headed toward a divorce and I don't want that. I think if he's smart, he will divorce you. Because, like, you've literally isolated him from his entire family. Horrible. I don't like you very much. You kind of suck. You're the a-hole. You're the type of stepmother that gives the rest of us a bad name. You are a step monster. Oh my goodness. I mean, if the shoe fits. You're the a-hole. You've given him an ultimatum between you and his kids time and time again. You've separated him from his children and taken every chance you got to keep him away from them. Oh, yeah, you're right. He has accepted your child from another relationship, yet you have tried time and time again to tear apart his relationship with his children. Yeah, it kind of sounds like you want him all to yourself, and I'm sorry, but you married someone with kids. That's what you sign up for.
Oh, I didn't think about it.
Unfortunately. But also fortunately, if you look at it from the right point of view. His daughter is right to blame you. You did make him choose you over them time and time again. Yeah, like you literally even wrote that in this post. Like you gave him multiple ultimatums where he had to choose you over them. People are saying he's no prize. He was spineless and fearful enough to let him be controlled by threats. Daughter was right. We reap what we sow. He is a bit of a doormat. I don't really understand why you would... Like, I understand he loves OP, but at the same time, it's like, this person is very clearly isolating you and like ruining your relationships with your children. Like, how can you not see that?
Ignorance is bliss.
And why are you so willing to like give up your relationships with your children for this woman who couldn't be bothered to care about them? Like, it doesn't really sound like she cares about them at all. Maybe he can win them back if he divorces mommy dearest, but I don't know.
Give me the respect that I'm entitled to!
You're the a-hole, husband is the a-hole too. I mean, I kind of have to agree with that. Like, I feel bad for him. I really, really do. Because like, you don't know their relationship. Like, she kind of sounds pretty awful. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like the A-word going on. At least it kind of sounds like it's like emotional A-word at the very, very least. But I think at the end of the day, it's also like, he's also giving up his relationships with his children for someone who's like kind of mean.
You are a mean girl!
Even just in the way that she's writing this, she sounds awful. You suck. You're the a-hole, OP. Everything has been your way since the beginning, and it's no wonder she would hide in her room away from you, literally. Like, it's not like she's making your life difficult. Okay, her kid cries, like, it's a baby, like, come on. She tries to separate yourself and not, like, bother you, and, like, she probably doesn't like you very much.
I don't like any of you.
So she literally just, like, stays away from you. I don't understand why you have such a problem with that. You separated him from his kids because you couldn't handle them. This is your fault. You're the a-hole, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is heading toward a divorce because no words. Evil stepmother vibes. You are the a-hole. And honestly, everyone kind of sucks in this. Not a fan. Subscribe!